Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Rachel Williams begins now.
Good evening everyone, thanks for joining us. First tonight, 3 people have been rushed to hospital after a horror 4-car crash near New Norfolk this morning. Authorities say initial investigations show a car has crossed onto the wrong side of the road. The incident leaving a 28-year-old man from Glenorchy in a critical condition.
Debris scattered across the road, 3 damaged cars spread out on the normally busy highway, a 4th in a nearby ditch. The incident just south of New Norfolk this morning, leaving 3 people in the Royal Hobart Hospital.
It appears that a green sedan was heading towards Hobart from New Norfolk, whilst 3 cars have been oncoming towards New Norfolk. The green sedan, as far as we can ascertain at this stage, has crossed to the incorrect side of the road.
The male driver of the sedan taken to hospital in a critical condition after he had to be cut from the vehicle. The occupants of the red rental car, tourist from the United Kingdom, the female passenger in her 40s, also injured. The driver of the ute, a male from Rokeby, left with a suspected broken collarbone, and the 4th driver from New Norfolk uninjured. Police still investigating why the car crossed onto the wrong side of the road.
All 4 drivers of the vehicles have been taken to the Royal Hobart Hospital for blood testing for alcohol and drugs. So that again will form part of the investigation.
Emergency crews arrived here on the scene at the Lyell Highway around 10:30 this morning, closing the significant stretch of road for several hours while they completed their investigations.
The more vehicles involved increases our workload, but we try and do that as quickly as we can to get the roads reopened and resume traffic flow.
The incident occurring on a 100 km/h stretch of the highway. The road reopening around 3:30 this afternoon. Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
The country's largest cargo ship has had a champagne christening in Burnie. The super vessel boosts Bass Strait's freight capacity, making trade to Melbourne more accessible for local businesses.
The sun rises over Tasmania's newest vessel and the new benchmark for Bass Strait shipping. Stretching 50 metres longer than the MCG, the Tasmanian Achiever 2 can carry nearly twice as much cargo as its predecessor. For over a century, Burnie has ceremoniously christened its new ships, and today was no exception, with locals welcomed aboard the latest to grace the city's port.
It's a huge lift in capacity, and usually when you increase capacity, economic activity rises to meet it.
Inside, the ship's technology is cutting edge. It's faster and more efficient, opening the floodgates for more trade to and from the mainland.
Navigational systems would be world class, and engine management systems are up there in world class as well.
As soon as the pleasantries were done, it was full steam ahead.
These are all the dividends of what happens when you have a strong economy. We'll just let the announcement go and then we're happy to go to questions.
Readying Tasmania's colossal cargo carrier for its maiden voyage on the 1st of March. Tom Johnson, 7 Tasmania News.
In a true act of community spirit, Tasmanian Airbnb providers are continuing to open their doors to those fleeing their homes at a time of uncertainty. Over 40 local hosts offering free accommodation after bushfires ravaged the state.
A family home transformed into a safe haven. Peter Lutz recently turned his Taroona property into short-stay accommodation. But as bushfires threatened nearby residents in the Huon Valley this summer, he knew he had to lend a hand.
I got a notice that evacuee wanted to come and stay with us for a night, a few nights. And she was an evacuee from down south, and due to the bushfire she evacuated, and we provided her with accommodation.
The Airbnb feature Open Homes, recently activated in response to the statewide emergency, offering free accommodation to those fleeing their homes.
I think it's a perfect look and a very good promotion for Airbnb, showing the wider community that we care and can stick together and provide accommodation in case of a need and emergency.
This is another example of communities coming together in times of need. Tasmanians are generous, Tasmanian businesses are generous, and this will no doubt further alleviate stress in those fire-affected communities.
This host making the decision after nearly being in the same situation a few years ago.
And we've been almost very, very close to be evacuated. So I know what it's all about, how terrible it is, and you have so many things in your mind, and that's the last thing you want look is for accommodation.
And he currently remains on the list, ready to open his doors to anyone else in need. So do you think you'll do this again if the need arises?
Oh, absolutely. I'm listed with a few others, about I think 15 or 18 people. I would sign up immediately, and I would, I'm continuing with that. Yeah, sure.
Ruby Kamain, 7 Tasmania News.
Hobart streets were transformed into a little piece of Italy today as locals immerse themselves in a celebration of the nation's culture. The 10th annual Festa Italia attracting hundreds of hungry visitors, all keen to taste Italian traditions.
This traditional pizza oven serving up a storm.
What else can we get, please? Margarita, perfecto.
Those attending keen to taste more Italian delight.
What are you guys eating here today?
This is like a donut. So it's covered in a little bit of honey. It's absolutely superb.
And I've got pasta bolognese, which is beautiful.
Well, today we're serving penne bolognese and fusilli napoletana. They're typical Italian dishes, and as you can see, we got a lot of people around. They seem to enjoy everyone.
The country's flag proudly displayed today throughout this Hobart street. Dancing flag bearers dressed in traditional costumes, kicking off the 10th annual Festa Italia.
The Italian communities come together with all of, or southern Tasmania at least, to enjoy the Italian festival. We've got everything from Italian sausages to antipasti to Campari to Italian wines and, of course, pizzas.
Always come to the Italian festival because it's absolutely fantastic. It's one of the best ways of the Italian community getting together. Sorry, I'm eating at the same time.
Oh, that's fine.
Best way the Italian community coming together and showing us what they've actually got. So it's fantastic.
Festival goers enjoying a Peroni or an Aperol Spritz while eyeing off these shiny Italian vehicles. The day out, a celebration of Italian culture and its community spirit.
I think it's the fact that the Italians just love to enjoy good food, good company, good wine, and to celebrate the festivities of an event such as the festival.
The event, A Taste of Italy, right here on the Apple Isle. Ruby Kamain, 7 Tasmania News.
The 23rd annual Clarence Jazz Festival has officially kicked off in style, bringing the Bell Reeve Boardwalk to life. Today was all about Swinging Sunday, with big bands, dance demonstrations, food and children's activities all on offer. The 8-day celebration featuring everything from free open-air concerts to a jazz lounge and even Australia's oldest band. The event making its way to every corner of the region.
We go to Harrow, then we come back to Simmons Park, we go to Richmond and we go to South Arm. So we take it out around the community before we end up back at Rosny Farm, and we're pretty well packed every time.
A full lineup of the festival's jam-packed schedule is up now on the event website. Deloraine was turned into a rev head's paradise when more than 500 cars rolled up for the town's 4th annual streetcar show. Among them was this Morgan three-wheeler with a very unique homage to wartime RAF planes.
This car, the start button, is from a Tornado strike fighter aircraft, the bomb release button. So that's a bit of RAF in this car.
Large muscle cars were a popular eye-catcher again this year, while a classic 70s panel van made an appearance, complete with photos from its travels around the country. All cars on show were made before 1988.
A record number of runners have conquered the iconic Run the Bridge in Hobart. Not only is the event growing bigger each year, it's also getting faster, with the elite field breaking previous top times.
Smashing the race record, Canberra runner Brett Robinson taking out this year's 10-kilometre Run the Bridge. Brett Robinson gets the job done. Racing home in a time of 28 minutes and 30 seconds.
Running World Cross Country in about 5 weeks and then London Marathon in 10 weeks. So this is like kind of one of my key races to get me ready for that. So it's an important race for me.
A clean sweep by Tasmanians in the women's field. Millie Clark leading the field, finishing in 34 minutes 28. Returning back home last year after a series of injuries. Followed in second and third places by Melanie Daniels and Karina Fife.
Tasmania 1, 2, 3.
It was a bit of a shock to the system, that one. As the furthest I've raced in a long time, probably about almost 18 months. So It was just really fun to be out there. Like, I just missed the pre-race jitters.
Almost 4,000 keen runners of all fitness levels taking part. The Tasman Bridge closed for the morning as competitors made their way from Bellerive to Salamanca.
It's really pleasing. This is our 10th anniversary of the Bank of Us Run the Bridge, and we've seen record numbers 5 years in a row now, which is terrific to see.
The race attracting elite athletes from across the nation.
We do have a world-class field. There's 6 Olympians in the field today. That takes our total tally of the events, Olympians over the years, to over 30 that we've had.
Phil McConnon took out the 5-kilometre event in 15 minutes 24. Ruby Smee, the first female across the line in 17 minutes 14. Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
Tassie driver Jason White has taken out the Targa Northwest title after 88 kilometres of racing today at Savage River. Behind the wheel of a Dodge Viper, White extended his 1-minute buffer from yesterday's opening stages to finish well clear of the field. It's White's first crown in the Northwest. Paul Stokel and Kate Catford finished second in their Lotus Exige, while Hobart's Michael Pritchard finished third in his 2016 Porsche GT3. The next event in the championship is the popular Targa Tasmania, which begins in late April.
Welcome back. 27 was the state's top today in Hobart. Launceston reached 24, 20 degrees in Burnie and 21 for Devonport. 26 for St Helens and Campania. Fingal, Friendly Beaches and Grove all hit 25, 24 at Cressy, Scottsdale 23, 21 on the Bass Strait Islands with 19 degrees in Lyweenie. Low cloud covering most of the state today, thickening high cloud streaming from the northwest, further out, and high cloud over Victoria and southeastern regions of South Australia. Mid to low cloud visible over the south coast of WA with isolated thunderstorm activity further north. Tomorrow a cold front crosses Tasmania and Victoria. A ridge of high pressure extends into the bight from the southwest with several troughs dominating the mainland. Northwesterly winds 20 to 30 knots, reaching 35 about the south later. Seas between 3 and 4 metres about the south, 2 to 3 metres elsewhere. There is a gale warning for southern coastal waters, a strong wind warning for all remaining waters, and a small craft wind alert for the central and southwest lakes. Possible showers through the south tomorrow, 22 in Hobart, 20 for Dover and Ouse. Early showers in Launceston, 22, 21 in Devonport, 20 degrees for Scottsdale. 20 degrees also with early showers in Burnie and Stanley and 18 for Strahan, with a few clouds for the east, 24 at St Helens, 25 for Swansea, Ross 22 with some early showers, and the UV remains very high. Showers expected about the west and the far south on Tuesday, pretty fine elsewhere. Showers continuing on the west on Wednesday and extending to central and southern districts later, with a fine day for the east and the northeast on Thursday. Showers elsewhere contracting to the south and west coasts a little later on. Around Australia, 33 degrees and sunny for Perth, 26 in Adelaide. Showers in Melbourne, 24. Canberra, late showers in 35. 31 in Sydney and Brisbane. And still sunny in Hobart, 22, Launceston 21 and Devonport 19. Rach, your shoulder pads are putting mine to shame, mate.
Thanks for that fashion advice. Well, that's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.